Yes, it was not a dream. Man City actually won a game. So let's look a bit at the game here, but I think the obvious thing to talk about first is okay. So let's just talk about the back four. Ake, Guardiol, Diaz, Akanji. Where Ake really played as a left back. Normally we see Guardiol inverting from this left back position into a center or into a midfield role. But now Guardiol was more so stepping up from a centre back role into that midfield role, which I preferred a lot more because it suits Guardiol's play style better. And Ake is such a sick defender. Just a defender. He's not great going forwards. He's not bad, he's not great. But defensively he's just so sick. And you get the best out of Guardiol doing this as well, right? So I just love the way we play here. But Ake is injured now. Now, if you don't know, if you're not from my channel, red means you're injured to the end of the season. Bob here, orange, it's like, he's back soon-ish, kinda. Not really. He will be back in January, I think, if I remember that correctly. And these players are the players who should be back by the end of the month. Now, if you don't know about Foden, by the way, sorry that I'm talking about injuries now. This is not really related to the game, but just a note on Foden as well. He has a bronchitis, which is a lung thing. If you've never had it, I've had it. It fucking sucks. It's tiring. It's like really tiring. It usually takes up to 3 weeks, like something like that, and you should be better afterwards. But it will take a while, like say a month, 2 months, maybe even 3 months, to really get back up to shape. Now, I'm not saying that he will play poorly when he's back. He won't. Well, maybe he will. He's not been great this season, but when a player comes back from bronchitis, they're not immediately gonna hit the ground running again. So you've really got to say that we're looking at maybe a month and a half until we have Foden fully fit again. And that is, by the way, it takes like 3-4 months if it's untreated. And these guys have the best doctors in the world, so they recovered faster than a normal person. Just a heads up there. But other than the injuries, that back four. Listen, I talked about getting a fullback for that reason. Ake's injury would be meaningless if we had a different fullback who we could just plug in for the left back role. We could just plug someone in there, left back, continue playing on with this back four that is superb. Midfield with De Bruyne. Sure, De Bruyne looks good. Yeah, he did look good, don't get me wrong. I'm about to say something, and a lot of people will completely misinterpret what I'm about to say, yeah? De Bruyne looked good, but here's not why we won today. Why we won today is because of Jack Grealish in midfield. Because he is actually the difference between what we were doing before Anfield and now. Well, during Anfield and before that, and now. Grealish just gives us a consistent control over the game. You can take De Bruyne out and put in a fit Savio. He is not really a midfielder, but he can do a midfield role. You can put in Nunez. You can put in Lewis. You can put in Foden. You get not the same. You don't get the exact same, obviously. Different players are going to do different stuff. And none of them have performed to the level of De Bruyne this season. However, we still probably win. I think it's going to be like 1-0 or 2-0 without De Bruyne. But we still win without De Bruyne this game. I think Grealish is the real difference. And that's a good thing, by the way, because there will be games where we are absolutely dependent on De Bruyne. And the less amount of games that is, the better. Because De Bruyne is old, and we don't want to be relying on an old player anymore who, let's be honest, the legs are gone. So Grealish midfield, I've really liked what I've seen today from Grealish in midfield. He looks like scoring as well. He looks like the Grealish from Aston Villa. It was a bit different. Like Grealish at Aston Villa, he could be left back, he could be centre back, he could be striker. Like Grealish at Aston Villa, did whatever he pleased, right? This is a bit more limited, but it's more freedom. It's more like what he did at Aston Villa. So I'm not gonna say that he's gonna get 10 goals this season, but I think he's gonna get more goals and more assists, so better output this way than he would if we put him on touchline shift. So he's got better output, and I believe he just makes our midfield better. Forget about the output. I think he makes our midfield better. So I hope Grealish stays in midfield. At least until we have Oscar Bob back. Because there are people who have said that Bob is like a midfielder at the academy and he'll be second in midfield. We'll see. We'll see when Oscar Bob gets back. I personally believe that Bob is the Bernardo Silva replacement. I've talked about that before on my channel. So I think Oscar Bob is currently better than Bernardo Silva. Because Bernardo is a bit washed. With that said, he did play a good game today. So let me talk about Bernardo. I have criticized Bernardo this season heavily. He played good today. I can't slag him. He played good today. He wasn't great, it's like a 7 out of 10. But if he can give us 7 out of 10s regularly, I'm fine with him staying until the end of the season. If he continues to drop 4 out of 10, 3 out of 10 stinkers, go in January, right? But if he can continue to perform at a 7 out of 10 level until the end of the season, I'm fine with him staying until the summer. He has to go in the summer though, because another year of decline, certainly he won't be putting up 7 out of 10 performances anymore. Kyle Walker came on later today, but I'll talk about him in a second, because I actually want to talk about my second man of the match. My man of the match is Grealish. But my second man of the match is Haaland. Now, I'm already gonna hear it. Oh, he's so shit, he didn't score. That is one of Haaland's best City games all season long. I don't give a fuck about the goals, I don't give a fuck about the hat-tricks. That is Haaland's, not best, his best is against West Ham. It is at the very least his second best game this season for Man City. Because he actually did something what I loved to see. What he used to do at Dortmund. He passed the ball. He was given the ball and he was said, pass it. I have talked about this before. Look at his assist to Doku, by the way. Ridiculous pass. This guy, and he's gotten other passes as well. He played a ball through to De Bruyne at some point. He played a ball through to, was it Gvardiol? Yeah, Gvardiol. That pass he played through to Gvardiol, bruv. You see that fucking passing. Allow Haaland to pass. People who don't watch Norway, who don't watch him at Dortmund, I have, yeah. I never want you to argue with me about how good Haaland's passing is. We saw it again today. We saw it against Spurs, by the way. He made like one big pass in that game. I'm talking about last season. And he immediately put Grealish through. Like, people don't understand just how good Haaland's passing is. And I've talked about it a lot. Haaland was given a bit more freedom today. And his passing today was so fucking solid. So fucking solid, bro. I just want to continue seeing that from Haaland. I actually want to see Haaland on the bench though next game. Because I think he needs some rest. Like, really, give this guy a rest, bro. He needs to play 5 games, get a game rest, play 5 games, get a game rest. Because this guy, that is the one downside with Haaland. This guy's stamina is just terrible. This guy's stamina is fucking terrible. So, he's great, bro, but you can't play him 10 games in a row. That's just the conclusion I've come to. He has to get a game rest every once in a while. So I hope he can get a game rest soon. Don't know how we're gonna do that. Maybe Nunez striker, false 9, whatever you call it. Maybe McAtee, Savio. We'll see. But I just hope he can get some rest, because this is the thing, yeah? You give Haaland more rest, he will be better in the games where he is, well, coming back. Why do you think Haaland always starts the season off hella strong? Every start of the season, bro. Look at Haaland's start to any season. He always has like a hat-trick within his first 5 games. Every time, in his first 5 games, he always has a hat-trick. And then after 5 games, he starts dropping off a bit. Because he's getting tired. His stamina is poor. But you get him that rest, once every while, you can get a Haaland, potentially, doing what he does at the start of the season, for maybe a whole season. Now imagine that. Let's say he plays 30 games. Let's say he rests 8 Premier League games. So okay, he only gets 30 games if he's fully fit all season. If that's 30 games at 10 goals every 5 games, that is ridiculous, isn't it? Like that is 60 goals. That is 60 goals right there. So obviously that's never gonna happen. But he's gonna score, he's gonna get more output if you get him rest. So I just want to say that, yeah. His stamina is poor, hope we can get him some rest. Now let's talk about the bench. McAtee didn't really do anything, not his fault, just didn't have enough time to have an impact. Savio, I don't want to talk about you. He has to earn back the name Salvinho. Yeah, normally he's gonna be Salvinho, but I'm putting him in as Savio until he earns that Inho back. Don't want to talk about him right now. Don't want to be negative, basically. We've played a good game, so I don't want to be negative. Let's talk about these three. Rico Lewis came in for De Bruyne, and what Rico Lewis did was he sank back a bit deeper and allowed Grealish to go up a bit further. So he basically swapped roles with Grealish. De Bruyne was like playing further up and Grealish a bit deeper. When Lewis came on, Grealish played further up. So Lewis, it's nothing extraordinary that he did, but it was just solid. Like, you can't just say it as it is. He just played solid, so, and that's enough for me. It's enough for me. Matheus Nunes, I mean, he didn't really do anything either, to be fair. Again, not his fault, just didn't have enough time to make an impact. Let's talk about Kyle Walker, who came on for the Akanji, or for the Aki. Who did he come on for? I can't remember, I think he came on for the Akanji. Doesn't matter, or did he come on when Aki came off injured? It doesn't matter. The point is, he played solidly for once. I'm not gonna expect him to continue doing that. But let's hope. Every game that he's come off the bench, he has been better than the games that he has started. So let's hope that we can have a place for Walker as 20 minutes a game, you rest one of our starting players. Let's just hope that. We're gonna need to have a good midfielder ahead of him, who can hold on to the ball, and we're gonna need to stop exposing our defense. But if Walker can stop being like a blunder player every day, that'll be brilliant. Ortega, by the way, let's talk about Ortega as well. I mean, he was solid. Chris Wood, by the way, my man of the match. Forget Grealish, my man of the match. Chris Wood. Woods. Is that how you spell it? Chris Woods? Or is it like with a T? Yeah, Chris Woods. Chris Woods. Bring him to Man City. Bring him to Man City. On a, I don't know, mad contract. 1 season. Joke, by the way, I'm not serious, but genuinely though, this guy, he must be taking the piss. Because whenever he plays against us, he misses. Chances that he otherwise scores. It's not the first time. Last year he did it too. Like last year, I think it was last year or it was the year before. He got a header that normally he scores each time. He put it well above the bar. Like, this guy, chance through on goal, misses. Normally Chris Wood buries that shit. Whenever he plays against us, and if you don't know, Chris Wood is a Man City fan, he must be taking the piss. He must be missing on purpose. I love him for that, yeah? I love him for that. I bet he's gonna play against Liverpool, he's gonna bang on in, or he's gonna play against Arsenal, whoever, right? He's gonna bang on in from distance, like a mad goal. But against City, he won't be able to score the tap in. Chris Wood, I love you. No homo, but I love you. It's not gay, guys. It's called sporting advantage. It's called acquiring a sporting advantage. You got me? But Chris Wood, that's like the third man of the match. First is Grealish, second is Haaland, and third is Chris Wood. We will be there, mashallah. Anyhow, I do just want to talk quickly about how we could potentially play with Aki out injured now. Aki, we don't know how long his injury is, by the way. I believe that it was set to be 6 weeks. I don't know if that is confirmed. I've looked it up and I found something about it. Like Man City injuries. Like if you want to know where I get my information about injuries, this is like the best website that I know of for all the injuries in the Premier League. Like these guys always quote their sources and stuff, so it says nothing about Ake. So I don't know what the situation is. I've seen reports 6 weeks. Again, if it's not on here, it means it's not been confirmed. It means it's not been confirmed. Like it even says the condition of players, like currently being assessed for Foden and John Stones. It always says what the injury is. Sorry, plantar what is that even? Something with your foot. My man, why are you made of glass, bro? This guy is made of glass. You know what the thing is with John Stones? It's never the same body part that he's injured in. He gets a bunch of injuries. It's always a different body part, bro. Like, my guy, you're made of glass. He should change his name from John Stones to John Sand. You know, like that. He's a bastard from Dorne. If you watch Game of Thrones, big up. He's a bastard from Dorne. He's John Sand and he's getting cooked. Sorry, cooked sand is class. My jokes are getting worse and worse, guys. Like and subscribe for more bad jokes. Anyhow, this is just something that I've put up. How we could potentially play without without Aki, which is pretty much what we did before, except it's Grealish in midfield now, and Foden coming back in midfield hopefully. Nunez maybe coming in midfield, and what I'm hoping for here is to keep Gvardiol in that centre back spot somehow. So what you can do is you can actually just make Akanji right back, shift Rico Lewis over to the left hand side of pitch, and then when Rico Lewis comes dropping down, you can play like this. When John Stones is back, you could also have Stones playing in this role, and then you can have that Gvardiol over here, and Stones dropping a bit deeper, because I do think Stones can play relatively well in that central role, like Gvardiol, which Aki is not quite as good as, which is why I preferred Aki on the left and Gvardiol in midfield if he plays, and then Rico Lewis or whoever stepping up. But this is just a potential way of playing without Aki here. Let's hope Aki comes back soon enough. We really need to get a new fullback though. This would not be a problem if we had like a second fullback. Now, just a disclaimer. I'm kicking against my desk here. Just a disclaimer. Just because we won a game doesn't actually mean that we're going to win the Premier League. Shocker, I know guys, shocker. But of course I'm happy to win a game, but I'm looking at Crystal Palace. They can be a problem for us sometimes. Just get past them, I hope. Then I'm looking at Juventus. And I'm sorry, yeah. I'm a Club Brugge fan. Club Brugge. For some reason, English people don't understand Club Brugge. Club Brugge. If Man City has to go and play against Club Brugge and is looking to qualify for Europe with that game, it might be too late. Because here's the thing here with Bruges. We always play worse in the first half of the season than in the second half. Bruges has a new manager. Zero experience when he took the job yet. Last season he took the job. 9 points down. In the Conference League, barely. Zero experience as a manager. Got Bruges to the semi-finals of the Conference League. Zero experience as a manager. Against teams with more money than him. And better squads. I won't say Pauk had a better squad. Went on to win the league title from 9 points down by beating Anderlecht home and away. First time a manager did that in a single season. Since 4 years, 5 years, something like that. So this guy just came into the league. Did not lose a single game in his first season. Except for like a single league game, I mean. Went on to win the league title from 9 points down. Now he's come into the league again. Had a bad start of the season, absolutely. Absolutely banned Dortmund. Absolutely banned AC Milan. Absolutely banned Aston Villa. The only reason that Club Brugge didn't win all of those games convincingly is because the striker is lacking. Gustav Nielsen has been in and out of injuries. By the time Bruges plays against Man City at the Etihad, Gustav Nielsen is going to be back from injury. Unless he gets injured again. If Man City is looking to qualify to the next stage of the Champions League, like round of 32, qualifiers, whatever you call it, right, playoffs, you might be very disappointed. You might get a big surprise there, because Bruges, I mean, they've done it at the Bernabeu. They've done it at Metropolitano. The two Madrid clubs just get cut by Bruges for some reason. They've done it against big teams before, when they really needed a point. Don't be surprised if Bruges step up against a weak Man City, which it is right now. We need a win against Juventus. We need to just make it comfy. No more worries about the Champions League. Don't get anything weird with Bruges. I think that's the safest thing for Man City. So the next few games will really determine the season for Man City, in my opinion. I really do hope, that Man City can go on, win the Champions League, because the league title is on. Just focus on the Champions League, right, with the new players coming in. Just focus on that. Just focus on that. And for the rest, I think we just need to see how it goes. How does the league go? We'll just have to see. How does the FA Cup go? We'll just have to see. I think our focus now is get top 4, win the Champions League. Again, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Tell me down below if you agree, disagree, or whatever. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.